let me show you how massive channels with millions of views make their history maps. Stick around as we cover where to find accurate territory information and insider advice from big creators you'll definitely want to know. First up is Flashpoint History. He makes brilliantly detailed maps similar to History Marsh using Photoshop and Incarnate. This software is perfect for making battle maps and castles for your videos. You can draw on your terrain, add details like vegetation before building towns for your story. Link in the description. His larger parchment style maps are then crafted using free NASA images. What sets his animations apart is probably an app you haven't heard of before. It's called Apple Motion and costs around $50. Combining this with Final Cut Pro creates a stunning scene for his narrations. Flashpoint also gave some brilliant insight into the channels I mentioned in my last video, including what assets these channels use. Be sure to check him out. Next we have World War II's maps, and I found Eastery was a good example of how to make these. He finds a base map from a National Archives website and then adds extra details like roads and bodies of water on GIMP. Afterwards, the map is imported into Blender, where he animates each battle line and unit to simulate an invasion. Blender's 3D capabilities allow him to swiftly zoom in and out of the battlefield. While we're on the topic, it's essential to know how to find accurate historical borders for your territories, similar to these creators. A really good resource is already on YouTube with some channels showing year-by-year changes in different countries. Another tool to help with borders is called Geochron. Enter any time period and it will show a country's territory for that time. Pretty handy. Other great sources include a set of territory files available on GitHub that can be used in GeoLayers. Also, Kings and Generals responded to what software they use, which lines up with my previous assumption. Now back to the top channels. Overly Sarcastic Productions has revealed he uses high-resolution files from Wikipedia, which he imports to Photoshop to layer out. However, for the majority of the work, he uses Wonderdraft, a really solid software to create fantasy maps, where you can click on pre-made symbols like mountains and trees. Although he uses it purely for mountains and colouring bodies of water. It has a much greater potential though to make really detailed maps, both history and fantasy. Moving on to Canubus, who gave some valuable tips on how he makes his maps. From the sounds of things, he used to trace them out by hand, but now uses GeoLayers 3 to speed up his process. He also utilizes NASA images, that's becoming a pattern, and Wonderdraft to make detailed scenes like OSP. Let's shift to History Rhyme, who utilizes several programs in his final product. His maps are designed using Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, with extra icons being made in Blender. Final animation is carried out using Adobe After Effects, and post-production is done with Premiere Pro. Do you watch Kings and Generals? My next video will be a collaboration with their map designer to show you how to make amazing maps from scratch. Subscribe so you don't miss it.